On December 14, 2025, Hollywood lost one of its most beloved voices. Rob Reiner, actor, director, activist, husband, and father, was found dead at his Los Angeles home, alongside his wife, Michele. He was 78, she was 67. According to multiple sources, their deaths were not accidental. Their own son, Nick Reiner, is now at the center of a chilling investigation. Rob Reiner didn't just entertain us, he shaped our culture. From All in the Family to When Harry Met Sally, from The Princess Bride to A Few Good Men, his work taught us about love, justice, friendship, and the absurdity of rock and roll. But behind the iconic films was a man of deep compassion, a devoted family man, and a tireless advocate for justice. Today, we remember his life, from the streets of the Bronx to the hills of Brentwood, right up to the tragic final chapter that has shocked the world. Robert Reiner was born on March 6, 1947, in the Bronx, New York, into Hollywood royalty. His father was the legendary comedian Carl Reiner, creator of The Dick Van Dyke Show and co-star of The 2,000-Year-Old Man. His mother, Estelle Laboste, was a singer and actress. Growing up in a household filled with laughter, improvisation, and creativity, young Rob was surrounded by giants of entertainment. But he didn't ride on his father's fame. He carved his own path, with grit, wit, and a sharp social conscience. He attended Ivy Hill School and later UCLA, where he studied drama. But it wasn't until the early 70s that his big break came. In 1971, at just 24 years old, Rob landed the role that would make him a household name, Mike Stivic, Meathead, on Norman Lear's All in the Family. As Archie Bunker's liberal son-in-law, Rob embodied the generational clash of 1970s America. His fiery debates with Carol O'Connor's Archie weren't just comedy. They were cultural commentary on race, war, feminism, and class. He won 2 Emmy Awards for the role and became a symbol of progressive youth. But Rob had bigger dreams. He wanted to tell stories from behind the camera. In 1984, he made his directorial debut with This Is Spinal Tap, a mockumentary that not only became a cult classic, but essentially invented the genre. Critics praised its satire and musicians hailed its accuracy. What followed was one of the most extraordinary runs in Hollywood history. 1986, Stand By Me, a tender coming-of-age tale based on Stephen King. 1987, The Princess Bride, a timeless fantasy beloved by generations. 1989, When Harry Met Sally, redefining romantic comedy forever. 1990, Misery, a chilling thriller that earned Kathy Bates an Oscar. 1992, A Few Good Men, with its legendary, You Can't Handle the Truth, courtroom showdown. Rob's films weren't just hits. They became part of our emotional vocabulary. He directed across genres with ease, always centering humanity, humor, and heart. By the mid-1990s, he was among Hollywood's highest-paid directors, reportedly earning $10 to $15 million per film during his peak. Rob was married twice. His first wife was actress and director Penny Marshall, Laverne and Shirley, from 1971 to 1981. They had no children together, but his true soulmate came in 1989 on the set of When Harry Met Sally. Her name was Michele Singer, a talented photographer, producer, and activist. Carl Reiner once joked, he met her and suddenly changed the ending of the movie, from bittersweet to happily ever after. And that's exactly what happened. Inspired by his new love, Rob rewrote the film's finale. Harry races to Sally on New Year's Eve and declares, I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. They married that same year and had 3 children, Jake, Nick, and Romy. They lived in a stately home in Brentwood, Los Angeles, a quiet, tree-lined estate filled with books, art, and political posters. The house, sources say, was decorated for the holidays when tragedy struck. Their middle child, Nick Reiner, born in 1993, faced a harrowing battle with drug addiction starting in his early teens. By age 15, Nick was in and out of rehab, 18 times by his father's count. At 19, he was homeless, sleeping on streets from LA to New York. But Rob never gave up. "I was never angry," he once said. "I felt bad for him. You should know your child better than any so-called expert." In 2015, Rob co-wrote and directed Being Charlie, a semi-autobiographical film based on Nick's journey. Nick co-wrote the screenplay. The film was raw, honest, and a testament to a father's love. In a 2016 interview, Nick said, "Now, I've been home for a really long time. I've sort of gotten acclimated back to being in LA and being around my family. For years, it seemed like the story had a happy ending. Rob and Michele weren't just artists. They were powerful activists. They co-founded the American Foundation for Equal Rights, which led the legal fight against Proposition 8, California's ban on same-sex marriage. They championed early childhood education, gun control, and climate action. Michele produced documentaries like God and Country on Christian nationalism and Albert Brooks, Defending My Life, which earned her an Emmy nomination. Rob once told Stephen Colbert, "Michele is my Bunsen burner that lights the flame in my ass." Their home was not just a residence. It was a hub for political strategy, film screenings, and family dinners that often lasted until midnight. Over his 50-year career, Rob Reiner amassed an estimated net worth of $200 million. His income came from directing, producing, acting, including a 2025 role in The Bear, and residuals from his timeless catalog. He never stopped working. In 2024, he released Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, proving his comedic genius never faded. He remained deeply in love with Michele. In a 2024 interview, he said, "We get along just great and enjoy each other's company." Just weeks before his death, he was promoting civic engagement and mentoring young filmmakers. Tributes poured in instantly. President Barack Obama. Rob's films gave us cherished stories, but beneath them was a deep belief in the goodness of people. Vice President Kamala Harris, a longtime friend. Rob and Michele were dear friends, devastated by their passing. California Governor Gavin Newsom. Rob made California a better place through his good works. Actor Sean Astin, one of the most significant figures in film and television, and from fans worldwide. He made us laugh, he made us cry, he made us believe in kindness. Rob Reiner's life was a masterclass in empathy, on screen and off. He turned personal pain into art, family crisis into redemption, and fame into service. His films will live forever. His activism changed laws. His love for Michele was pure, and his devotion to Nick, unwavering, even in darkness, was perhaps his most human role of all. But now, a legend is gone, and the son he fought so hard to save may have ended it all in a moment of unimaginable tragedy. As we mourn, let us remember not just how Rob Reiner died, but how he lived, with courage, creativity, and an unshakable belief that love conquers all. As You Wish. The Princess Bride, 1987. Rest in Peace, Rob and Michele Reiner, 1947 to 2025 and 1957 to 2025. This video is dedicated to their memory and to families struggling with addiction, mental health, and loss. You are not alone.